Today, we are breaking down the 21 fundamental rules of saving. Think of it as a powerful guide to getting your finances on track. We've boiled all of them down to the absolute essentials to help you get started. So let's just dive right in.
So let me ask you a question. Does the whole idea of saving money just feel difficult sometimes? Maybe even a little overwhelming? If you're nodding your head, you are definitely not alone. It's a super common feeling, but we're about to lay out a path that can change all of that.
And really, this right here is the core idea. The goal isn't just to check a box or do a task. It's about shifting your entire approach to money. Saving becomes a fundamental part of how you live your life, an empowering choice, not some boring chore.
To make this all really simple to follow, we've grouped these rules into 3 main parts. First, we're going to talk about shifting your mindset. Second, we'll get into building the daily habits that actually make it happen. And third, we'll cover creating a long-term strategy for real security and growth.
Okay, let's start with part 1, shifting your financial mindset. Before you can change what you do, you have to change how you think about money. This part is the foundation for everything else that comes after.
In this first section, we're going to focus on 4 huge mindset shifts. We'll kick it off with the golden rule, pay yourself first. Then we'll get into telling the difference between needs and wants, why financial education is key, and finally, the secret weapon of patience.
Now pay attention here because this is probably the single most important rule of all. Pay yourself first. What does that really mean? It means your savings are not an afterthought. They're not what's left over. They are the very first and most important bill you pay every single month, period.
And this just illustrates that formula perfectly. See, most people get paid, they pay all their bills and expenses, and then they just kind of hope there's something left to save. This flips that script completely. Your income comes in, a chunk immediately goes to savings, and then you learn to live on the rest. It's such a simple change in priority, but it is a total game changer.
This right here visualizes a choice we all face every single day. We have to get really good at telling the difference between our true needs, food or roof over our heads, medicine, and our wants. This is where financial discipline really gets built by consciously choosing what's essential over what just seems nice to have.
And finally, this new mindset means embracing 2 big truths. First, you have to commit to always learning about money. And second, you have to be patient. Real wealth isn't built overnight. It's the result of small, consistent steps taken over a long, long time.
Okay, let's move on to part 2. With that new mindset in place, it's time to build the daily habits that turn your good intentions into actual results. This is where the theory becomes practice. This is where the rubber meets the road.
So in this section, we're digging into 5 super powerful daily habits. We're going to talk about budgeting and tracking, using the simple but oh-so-effective 24-hour rule, automating your savings, plugging those little spending leaks, and the massive financial win of just eating at home more often.
I love this way of looking at it. Think of your budget as the game plan for your money. You're giving every single dollar a job to do. And tracking your spending, well, that's the report card. It shows you how well you actually stuck to the plan. You absolutely need both to get in control.
Okay, this one is a brilliant little mind trick. By just forcing yourself to wait 24 hours before you buy something you don't really truly need, you give that emotional urge to buy time to cool off. And trust me, more often than not, you'll wake up the next day and realize you didn't really want it that badly after all.
This habit is all about taking willpower out of the picture. When your savings transfer automatically the day you get paid, it just happens. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to resist the temptation to spend it. It is, by far, the easiest way to be consistent with your savings.
All right, so with a solid mindset and some consistent habits under our belt, we are at part 3, creating your long-term strategy. This is all about taking those savings and using them to build a genuinely secure and prosperous future.
So here, we're really focusing on the big picture. We're going to cover building your financial safety net, your emergency fund. We'll talk about avoiding that destructive high-interest debt, making your money work for you through investing, and of course, steering clear of the lifestyle inflation trap as your income starts to grow.
So what is an emergency fund, really? Think of it like your financial firewall. It's a pile of cash set aside that protects you when life throws a curveball, like a sudden job loss or a medical bill. It's what keeps a bad situation from becoming a financial disaster.
And this chart just makes that goal so much more tangible. Look,
Saving 1 month's worth of expenses is a fantastic first step. But the real target, for true security, is a fund that can cover you for at least 6 months. That buffer gives you an incredible amount of peace of mind.
Now this is such a critical distinction. Savings for safety. It's for security and short-term goals. Investing, on the other hand, is for growth. That's when you put your money to work to beat inflation and build real long-term wealth. You need to do both.
Let's just walk through a quick example to see this in action. Imagine you start small, and you're just saving 5,000 rupees every single month.
Well, after just 1 year of being consistent, you'd have 60,000 rupees. That's an amazing start to an emergency fund right there.
Now, if you keep that same habit up for 10 years, you'd have 6 lakh, or 600,000 rupees. But here's the kicker. That's with zero growth. If you had invested that money instead, the power of compounding could have made that final number way, way higher.
And that really brings us to the final, ultimate conclusion. Your income? That's just the tool. It's your ability to save and grow that income that truly shapes your financial future. It's not just about what you make, it's about what you keep and what you build with it.
So the last question isn't if you should start, it's how. Looking back at all these rules, which one feels like the most doable first step for you right now? Whether it's setting up that automatic transfer or just trying the 24-hour rule this week, the most important thing you can possibly do is just start today.